Well, let's see, 72 tornadoes later, I don't know. I mean, one, as far as crazy comes to mind, I'd have to say Greensburg. Obviously I've had a lot of chases, I've caught a lot of tornadoes, a lot of close range. Some unfortunately weren't close range. What definitely come to mind would have to be Greensburg. It was actually my second tornado ever, 19 years old. It's pitch black dark outside. It's what, 10 o'clock at night, something like that, 9:30. I'm rolling through Greensburg, sirens are wailing, hail's falling down, beating up my car. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't even have data at the time. I didn't really become an established chaser like I am today. At the time I was a newbie. I didn't know what I was doing until, well, Lanny came in and helped me with that. We met that night, consequently, but it was hailing, it was a bad night, it was crazy. I was in a bad place. I was somewhere you don't want to be when you're chasing a tornado, especially in enhanced F5. So, sirens are going off and I'm trying to figure out what's going on, and I didn't know what's happening, what was going on around me. I was young, I was dumb, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. And all of a sudden I see this big flash, this pop, like probably, 2 miles south of town. I was on the south side of Greensburg. And it pops, and I see this flash, and I'm like, well, what the heck was that? I seen this what looked like a range shaft going from the top of the sky to the ground. And I'm thinking, okay, it's got to be the core. That can't be the actual tornado itself, because tornadoes aren't that big. I've never seen something that big. And then bam, it flashes again. And sure as shit, that was the biggest tornado, consequently, I've ever seen this day, coming right at me. Right out of the south, coming right at me. And it was so big it enveloped my entire windshield. And I couldn't, I was in disbelief that, this is happening. So I throw the car in reverse, I'm heading out of Greensburg, tires are squealing, I'm smoking on Highway 400, barreling west, trying to get the heck out of town. And I weave in between two semis. And they, I clipped the bumper of one of them, kind of fishtailed a little bit, hydroplaning, and I almost lost it. Well, just as soon as I get out of town, the tornado hits Greensburg. Right as I get out of town, power lines are flashing, debris tearing through the air. The headlights of these semis, I very distinctly remember, I look in my rearview mirror, go from vertical to horizontal, or horizontal to vertical. And I was about probably 3 blocks from them at that time. And so I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where the tornado was at. It was dark. I assumed it was hitting town, but at the same time it was so wide, I didn't know if I got out of town in time. And I faced the winds, because that's all I could do at the time. One window pops, debris flying under my car, had wood lodged in the muffler consequently the next day, water, mud, there's mud in my car, 2 blown out tires I got fixed the next day, and so I roll into town, and the town was wiped out. It was like somebody just dropped an atomic bomb. I was in, total disbelief that just happened. That could have been me. And I wind up, digging people out and doing the best I can. Unfortunately, I had to see some stuff I didn't want to see that night. I had to see some bodies. I had to see family members, loved ones lost. But that was definitely, by far part of the craziest chase. I mean, it's different, just chasing a tornado and getting close to it and getting the adrenaline rush and having fun. But when you see the effect that it has on people, that's when the reality comes into play, and you almost feel bad for doing it, but it definitely kind of amps you up for doing what you're doing, because you're out there saving lives. But that was definitely it. That by far. That's how I met Lanny. We're both chasing. I didn't know him, he didn't know me. And we wound up digging bodies out side by side that night, and then we just kind of hit it off, and he took me under his wing and showed me everything I know today. But that was definitely his craziest too. So.